So my oven, which is still heated to 400 degrees from making our previous dinners, is nice and hot. And we're going to get going right now. This is just a flatbread that I got at the grocery store. Now, typically, I will tell you, I do make a lot of my own breads and doughs. This week I didn't, because you may not be the type of person who makes their own breads and doughs, and I want to make sure that this is something you can do, not something that just somebody who cooks a lot can do. It covers the whole thing. That's okay, because we're going to be filling it with lots of goodies. Let's cut this into 4. Halfway down this way, and across this way. Boy, that makes a perfect size. So, I've cut that into 4 bits. The first thing I'm going to do, grab a little bit of cheese. Now, you can use Swiss, totally delicious. You can use whatever kind you want. I'm using Gouda. I like the way that it melts, and I think it's beautiful. Okay, the ham that I have is just the little chunk bits of what we bought when we went shopping. I'm going to chop it up pretty fine, because there's nothing worse than biting into something hot and having a huge bit of ham slap you in the chin. I don't know if you like walking around with burnt chin. I personally find it to be awful. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. I love you. I don't want you to get burned. See how nice and chopped that is? That's pretty much what you want going on. Also, before I bring that back over here, I'm going to scooch this a little bit. So I'm going to rip off some of this skin. I want to leave some of it on because I like the rustic look. Okay, so you remember our potatoes that we baked earlier? I grabbed a couple of those out, and we're going to just thinly slice them. They are just lovely, not bony in the center. Now, these are not the big ones. Remember the big ones we left on top of the foil for our twice baked potatoes? No, these are our little ones from the inside. You're going to grab like 2 of them. That should leave some for tomorrow's egg salad. You see, I still have my 4 rectangles with 4 squares. On top of my 4 squares, I'm going to put some potato. Just lay those slices in on top of there. And by the way, these are great if you have a hangover. So, if you want to make some extra for those days, go on with your bad self. I'm going to put some of the ham on. I'm just kind of dividing that pile up into 4. My hand usually does about 1/4 to 1/2 cup because I'm very small. We're just going to put that in there like that. Little ham. Awesome. I'm going to put a little bit more potato on top of the ham so it's a little sandwiched in there. And that uses up all of the 2 potatoes. I'm going to show this to you again so you can see what's going on. Oh, you see that? You know. Let me go ahead and put just a tiny bit more cheese. Now, you don't want to put too much on this top, just a 1/2 slice on each. So you've used 6 slices of cheese in total. You used 1 thick piece of ham, or maybe if you're using shaved ham, I'd probably go for like 5 or 6 pieces chopped up. And you've used 2 of the small to medium potatoes. You see how good that looks? Lovely, right? I'm going to use my pastry brush. Now, don't freak out because there's a pastry brush. You can get this for 99 cents at the dollar store. So don't be like, I don't have money for a pastry brush. Yes, you do. Just go get one. See, now I've turned to your mother. That's because for the people who are watching this, I probably am your mother. And if you don't have a mama, I'll be your mama too. I'm going to take the one side and ever so gently and gingerly, whoops, pull it on over. Whoa, sticking to my fingers a little bit, but that's okay. Rustic is a good look. We left the potatoes rustic so that if we ended up looking rustic on the outside, that would be all right. I'm just going to let that set for a second and pull the rest of these over, and I'll finish them up and make them look extra pretty in a second. Then I'll show you how to do that. There we go. Now this is a flatbread, so it's a little thinner than I'm really used to working with. But that's still fine. And if they look a mess, that's great. It makes them even more rustic. We're going to cover them with a little bit of an egg wash. Just a little bit of sesame seed, right? That'll make it look delightful. You could sprinkle Parmesan on it. Really, it's up to you. Look how lovely these came out. Aren't they beautiful? Ham, cheese, and Gouda. They're not just Gouda, they're delicious.